Welcome to Concrete Design Systems. I'm Kent Eddington, founder and your host here at Concrete Design Systems, where we provide content on how to renew, revitalize, resurface, restore, and recolor and design old, worn-out, damaged concrete, and how to transform it into a beautiful piece of concrete art. In this episode, we're going to demonstrate how to acid stain over a resurfaced overlaying system. I hope that you enjoy this episode, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the other end of the video. Concrete in this kind of condition requires a little extra elbow grease. As you can see by these video clips, it's contaminated with lots of overspray from paint, sheetrock, mud, and glue from the adhesive on the back of the padding of the carpet. And you can see all of the cracks that are throughout this too. Lots of prep work, and part of this is going to be demonstrated here, where we begin simply by scraping off everything that's superficial on the top of the surface, and we go over the entire area this way so that we can smooth out the initial portion of the concrete. We sweep that up, and then we'll go ahead and mask before we begin any coatings or crack filler products. Once those cracks are filled, then we go back over it once again with a scraper and get off all of the burrs and the high edges from any of the residue of any of the crack filler. And then from there we just go back over it again with the shop vacs to make sure that we get all of the grit and residue off, as well as the dust that's left behind. From there we go over it with a mop, a damp mop, so that we can get a little bit even more refined as to getting all of the dust residue so we get good adhesion. In the next process, we prime the concrete floor prior to putting any coatings on it so that we can mask any of the telegraphing through in the product itself. Once the concrete mixture is made up, we can begin to apply the first coat of the overlay resurfacer product. Once that's dried overnight, we go back over it and have to take the scrapers again to get off any of the little burrs or particles that were left remnant behind. This is what it looks like after the first coat of resurfacer. Once that's all dried and we've got it all cleared up, we go back over it once again with what we call a slurry coat, which gives it a slick, smooth finish, just like it would be had it been done with when it was brand new. Once that slurry coat has cured overnight, then we're ready to begin applying the acid stains. This particular project had two color combinations, one of walnut and one of amber, and we apply this down as we go along from back to front, so we have an escape plan. These two colors turned out just amazing, as you'll see as we go along here. Once this has been all dried overnight, we come back in and we neutralize this just simply with water. It's best if you can use hot water. It gets it out a little bit faster, and it cleans up a little bit better if you can use warm water. And you have to plan on doing this over and over again, multiple times. Once that's completed and dried overnight, then it's ready to finish. In this case here, we used a 35% solid solvent-based sealer multiple times to give it a good, hard, resilient finish for this customer. And this is how it turns out. Is that amazing or what? This really truly turned out to be one of the most magnificent pieces of acid stain artwork we've ever done in our 45-year career. We were very pleased with this, as well as the customer. A large part of acid staining is random, and so if you're open-minded and you like the idea of the anticipation of the unknown, acid staining is the way to go. Thank you so much for joining me here at Concrete Design Systems. I hope that you enjoyed that condensed version of how to do an acid stain overlay on a basement floor. In the meantime, wishing you a grand and glorious rest of your day, and we'll look forward to seeing you again in another Concrete Design Systems video episode.